After generating over $75 million for our clients on Google Ads, we've discovered this brand new AI strategy that allows us to create tailored landing pages for their Google Ads campaigns, which decreases their cost per clicks, increases their conversion rate, and overall makes them way more revenue and way more profit just from doing this one simple thing that literally takes less than an hour. I'm going to walk you through right now and show you exactly how to create these landing pages so you can start making more money with your Google Ads. So the first step to building high-performing landing pages for your Google Ads campaigns is finding the right angles, problems, and solutions to tailor these landing pages around. Now, how can you find the right angles to tailor these pages around? Well, there are a few different ways. So you'll obviously have a product that you're selling, right? You probably have a best-selling product, something that really sells well beyond everything else. This is the product I want to focus on for now. Now, you need to, first of all, go into your search terms on Google. If you're already running Google Ads, go to your search terms under here, and we'll look at all the search terms you're running to try and figure out what kind of angles perform well. Now, for example, you may be a brand that sells sleep gummies, right? So gummies that help you go to sleep, and that is basically the product that you have. Now, in the search terms here, if I'm looking through these search terms, I can see, for example, a specific angle that looks like it could perform well. Sleep gummies without melatonin. Now, this is a very specific angle. People searching for this are looking for a very specific type of product. They want gummies without melatonin, but your regular product listing probably won't emphasize the fact that you don't have melatonin. It may be mentioned somewhere on your product page, maybe down the bottom in the description, but your entire product page isn't focused around this specific attribute, which means that when someone searches for this attribute, if they come through to your product page, they won't necessarily be likely to convert because they haven't built up that awareness that your product has what they're looking for. So we're going to pick this as an example, right? Sleep gummies without melatonin. So that means we're going to focus on the melatonin angle or the no melatonin angle here, for example. Now, there are a few other ways you can also get these kind of angles, problem solutions without using your search term data if you don't have it already. You can also browse through Reddits and threads across the internet of subreddits, for example, of people who use products similar to your own. They have problems related to your products. You can also look in your customer reviews. So I've done this a couple times in the past where I've looked at a client's product reviews and noticed that in the reviews, there's people talking about specific use cases. For example, I remember one client was selling, for example, cryo packs for knee injuries, back injuries, shoulder injuries. I noticed there was a specific theme that kept popping up, which was people who had knee issues, knee reconstructions were looking to use this. That would be another angle, for example, right? So instead of just advertising broadly for cryotherapy pack, you're now advertising for cryotherapy pack for knee reconstruction, which again is way more tailored, way more specific, and it's going to make the customer feel heard. Now, customer reviews, look through Reddit threads as well, and ask AI. If you're completely out of ideas, you just don't know what to look for, say to AI, hey, with my product, what's a likely angle or problem that someone would have and someone would be searching for to want to buy my product? Okay, so we've identified, we're going to use an example here, the no melatonin angle for a sleep gummy that doesn't have melatonin. Now, what would someone be searching if they were looking for this kind of product? They'd probably search for no melatonin sleep aid or something along those lines, right? And when they search for that, then you can prompt the AI to create a landing page designed for that search, right? So remember, keep in mind, we're trying to create these landing pages so they link directly with the user's search intent. So if someone to search for no melatonin sleep aid, like we've got here, and you just directed them to the regular product page, yes, there's a chance they might convert, but you would have a much higher chance of converting if you had a page that was dedicated to the fact that your product has no melatonin and the entire page's copy, offer, everything revolves around that premise. So when you do that, and we go into the prompting section, right? So how do you prompt the AI in order to give you the output that you're looking for? This is exactly how, right? I've got a whole prompt here. You can just copy and paste this whole thing to use it for yourself. Build me a high converting landing page for the following product. Enter the product URL. Super easy. We're going to take this as the example that we're using. This is not a client of mine. I just whipped this up from the internet. I just stole this product essentially from a website. There is a brand called Oz Vitality that's selling Night Drift, a sleep supplement that doesn't contain melatonin. So I just grabbed this. I took the URL of this product page and I said, build me a high converting landing page for the following product. Enter the URL. Focus on how the product has the specific feature or benefit. In our case, Focus on how the product has no melatonin. This page needs to convert people searching on Google and coming through a Google ad with specific intent for no melatonin sleep aid, right? So we're telling AI, okay, we need a landing page designed around this specific angle for people who are searching for this specific thing. And that makes it a lot easier to get a good output and the landing page that you're looking for. Now, tool recommendations. How do you actually build the page? You have a few options. I generally like using Manus. It seems to be quite good for landing pages. It's not perfect, obviously it requires some iterations, but it generally gives you a pretty good output on first prompt. You can also use Claude Design if you have access to it. Google Stitch is another option, which I believe is completely free. If you don't want to pay anything at all, you can use Google Stitch. Still does a pretty good job, better than nothing at all, that's for sure. So like I said, this is our example product here. We're going to use the Oz Vitality Night Drift product. Okay, so how do we prompt it? Once again, I showed you the framework for the prompt, but this is the actual prompt that I use to build a landing page. I'm going to walk you through the exact landing page in just a moment. Build me a high converting landing page with the following product. I put in the URL. Focus on how the product has no melatonin. This page needs to convert people searching on Google and coming through a Google ad with a specific intent for a no melatonin sleep aid. It's made very, very clear to the AI here exactly what I'm looking for. There was no ambiguity. It knows that we need to create a page for someone who is looking for a sleep aid with no melatonin. All right, what's the output look like? This is what the output looks like. It's a little bit condensed here, but I'll just open this up for you guys so we can see it in all its glory. Let me pop open the preview here. We'll go to the source URL. Okay, you guys can see that all right. Now, again, this is not perfect by any means. Don't get me wrong. This product image needs some tweaking. We need to kind of restructure a little bit. It's super easy to do with Manus. You just prompt it and tell it how you want it to change the page. Regardless though, this page is going to convert better for someone who's searching for no melatonin sleep aid compared to someone who's just brought to a product page with the same search. If someone searches for no melatonin sleep aid, they go to a product page, it might convert. If they go to this page, much higher chance of converting, right? Sleep deeper without melatonin. They go, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I want a product that doesn't contain melatonin and helps me sleep better. All right, we got a little blurb here. Evidence-based sleep supplement, zero melatonin, zero grogginess, great. Some good little call outs down here. A shop now CTA. Probably want to make this a little bit more prominent, put in some real reviews, fix up the image here, but generally really good. And that's not it. It's got so much, right? Now this is where Manus really shines, I find, and where AI shines in general. It can fill out all the copy for the rest of the page without you having to do anything. It's just so much more straightforward. So once someone scrolls past the hero section, they see, right, tired of melatonin side effects. These are all the issues of melatonin. Oh my gosh, they're reading this, they're going, yes, 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 these are the problems I have. This is why I don't want melatonin. And then 100% natural, some more call outs, nice little image there. 3 ingredients, quick ingredient breakdown. This looks much nicer than the hero image, for example. Side-by-side comparison, boom, that's perfect. We love having these. Makes it very clear why your product's better. Reviews, love it. And then another CTA and a FAQ. Really, really, really good, right? This is a great landing page. This will, I could almost guarantee this would convert higher on a search for no melatonin than one without. And I haven't even changed anything on the landing page. Obviously, we can make some tweaks and make it look nicer, but that's besides the point here. The point is to create these landing pages so they can convert people at a higher rate when they're searching for a specific angle. Great, we got that. That's the output. So what is the next step? Tweak and optimize, right? Like I said, it's going to require a few tweaks. It's not going to be perfect on the first go, but it does get pretty close most of the time. Make sure your page has all the following and prompt the AI until you reach a final product. So these are important things you need to make sure that you have. First of all, high quality images. As we saw, that image on the hero image in the example there, it wasn't perfect, could do with a little bit of work. So we want to make sure we have high quality images, hero images throughout the page, all that good stuff. Accurate pricing and offers. You need to make sure that all the pricing's been noted accurately. Sometimes AI may make mistakes, put in the wrong prices. It may miss your offer. You may have a specific offer of free gifts, free shipping. It may not be on the page. Make sure you have that in there. Accurate ad copy and claims. So make sure nothing's made up. The AI hasn't hallucinated anything, made up any claims about your product, made up any ad copy. No fake reviews. Make sure all your reviews are real. Matching style and colors with the rest of your page. So make sure all the colors match your homepage. You can easily just tell AI, hey, use these colors across the board, use this design. It'll do a great job if you give it the right prompt. No obvious AI writing. So I would recommend going through, getting rid of, the M dashes, the it's not X, it's Y, all those AI patterns that we see that basically make it very clear that it's written by AI. You want to get rid of that. Clear emphasis of angle and intent. So we want to get a really clear emphasis of the angle itself. So again, the angle here is no melatonin, needs to be very obvious. In the example page I showed you, it was very, very obvious. Branding and logos, make sure they're correct. So make sure your colors, again, make sure your logos have been imported correctly so it looks trustworthy. And make sure links are working. So any links that lead through to your product page or to any other pages, make sure they're all working. I recommend the only link you have on this page is just one straight to your product page, because you don't want to guide people anywhere else. If they're ready to buy, you want to send them straight to the product page to buy. Okay, and those are things you need to look out for. Once you make sure that all those are on point and everything else about the page as well, make sure you edit it. Don't just go straight with AI's page without any edits. Make sure you edit it, put it through a human lens before you set it live. And then once you do set it live, you'll want to get it under targeted Google Ads, shopping, and search campaigns. So let's imagine we are selling this product. Once again, we're selling the No Melatonin Sleep Aid. If you're running shopping ads on Google, right, you want to create a duplicated product feed. This is another hack on Google. So you're going to have a new product feed within Google Merchant Center, a supplementary feed, and this feed is going to have the specific attribute highlighted in the title. So you're going to have your base product that you're already running, keep the base product the same, don't change it, then introduce another new product. Now this new product, you're going to change the title, right? So instead of saying Night Drift Magnesium Glycinate Sleep, it's going to be called Sleep Aid No Melatonin, or No Melatonin Sleep Aid Night Drift, or Night Drift No Melatonin Sleep Aid. Make sure the no melatonin is front loaded at the beginning of the title. And you can probably use the same image. You can use a different image if you like, one that emphasizes the zero melatonin aspect if you like, but make sure it's a clean image, make sure it looks good. And make sure, once again, you emphasize the no melatonin aspect in the title. Very, very important. Targeted headlines, like I said, targeted descriptions, that's another important thing. So in this duplicated product, you want a description that contains all the important stuff. So you want your description to be really focused around the fact it has no melatonin, because once again, or whatever your angle is, whatever your specific feature is that you're focusing on, you want to focus on that specific feature in the description, because that's how Google matches your ads to queries. And you need to make sure that the description text matches what you're trying to advertise on. Targeted images. So if you can, like I said, use an image that maybe emphasizes no melatonin, not as big of a deal. Just make sure there's a clear, clean image there and the headline reflects your primary angle and your primary USP. Direct to landing page. So make sure that obviously the links from this product go to your landing page. Don't just send them to the product page, because then you just developed a landing page for no reason. Make sure you send them to the right landing page, the one you just built. Search ads. All right, so we've got the shopping down, now onto search. So if you're running a search ad to this landing page, it needs to have strict targeting on your angle or intent. So you need to use either exact or phrase match keywords on your specific angle. So it needs to be exact match, no melatonin sleep aid, or exact match, no melatonin sleep supplement, or potentially phrase match, right? Phrase match can also work as well. Just be careful and make sure you're using negative keywords to exclude any traffic that isn't specifically related to the angle. We want these shopping campaigns and these search campaigns to be solely focused on this angle of the product, because they're leading to a specific landing page. This will cause issues if you're not focusing on the right segment of traffic. If you're just focusing on general traffic and sending them to a specific landing page for the no melatonin angle, for example, it's going to convert at a lower rate because they're not aligned in the customer journey. You need to make sure that every person searching for something is sent to a landing page that is directly correlated with their search. Very, very important. Anyway, once you've got that, tailored ad copy, also important. Make sure your ad copy emphasizes the angle once again. Like I said, you need to have a consistent customer journey from start to finish. Here's a good example here. Mary Ruth's sleep gummies, no sugar-free, no melatonin. Boom, that's great. That's what you want to see in the headline, because it's very clear. No melatonin. Awesome, right? They're making it very clear. You've got a capital no. So make sure that you emphasize your angle, your specific feature in the title of your search ad, in your ad copy. Usually pin that aspect as well in the ad. If you pin that as a headline, it's obviously a very important feature, so you need to pin it to make sure that people are seeing it, and then send them directly to your landing page. Again, to the right landing page, a new landing page. Don't just send them to the regular product page, or you're going to be building these landing pages for no reason. So that is it. That's the whole process. I hope this makes sense. I think I broke it down in a very digestible way for you. I certainly hope so. Now, if you looked at all this and you thought, wow, that is a lot of work. I don't have time to build out all these landing pages and create new campaigns targeted directly to them with the specific segments and angles and everything in mind, we can help you with that. If you want some help building out these kind of landing pages, scaling your brand on Google Ads, getting more audience pockets, getting more volume, higher conversion rates, we would love to help out. Feel free to book a call with me down below if your brand is doing over $1 million a year already and you want some help scaling on Google Ads. We are the team to help you. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please drop them in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.